I don't think I like this.
But wasn't that lady who just gave us all the stuff from THA?
Didn't ask her.
Wasn't it above her head though?
Yeah.
Oh, do I still have my assault rifle?
No, you don't have any of the equipment from the previous one.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna say, hey, isn't this where that Daphne person stuff is? I'm gonna pull out the key tag.
Not technically, since this place doesn't exist.
Oh. So Daphne never existed.
Yes.
Okay, let's go clean.
Is there any, can we see any, do we still have an arrow telling us the direction?
You do, but all it does is lead to the door of the transport pod.
Great. What? Weird.
Yeah, because you're still inside the transport pod.
Yeah, we just saw it like out the window.
Yeah, you can just see that from out the window. Everything else is too dark to kind of see from the transport pod, so I haven't gone into more detail of what the room looks like yet.
Boris is standing in.
Open?
The door opens.
Boris is already pumping his super soaker full of cleaning liquid.
Your scum.
Knives that I like. I don't like that. No, it I hate it. No thanks, none for me.
Yeah, Boris got a scum begun using some of his XP points between rounds. Oh yeah, you have your emoticon thing too, don't you?
Yes. And at this moment, they're like thinking, and there's this light bulb, and then it just goes bing, and they're gonna pull out the flashlights, and assuming that you said it was dark, it's gonna turn it on into the darkness.
First of all, it blinks, so that's annoying. But like very steadily, not like it's out of a flashlight out of batteries, more like
right.
like one of those kind of like stop signs that you see it during when there's an accident or whatever. So it just keeps doing that. Unfortunately, the bridge is so far long that it doesn't pierce through the fog far enough for you to do it. So you'd have to get off the bridge or go down in order to see what's going on.
Well, this is something. And I'll start going.
The second you walk out of the transport pod, friend computer, your HUD goes away.
What?
Oh no. She's in the dead zone. That was perfect timing.
Which is funny because I just like tapped my head and said hello. Hello?
But yeah, you walk out and immediately you're in a dead zone.
I'll turn around and say, this place is great!
I'm gonna keep calling out for friend computer.
If you're still inside the transport pod, you do get a response, but have you walked
No,
outside?
I'm gonna walk out.
Yeah, so when you walk outside, you don't get any response from friend computer. You just hear echoes bouncing off of all the dark walls.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna look. So this place exists?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure?
We're here.
Guess.
But the sign says...
The graffiti says it's not real.
Boris is trying to clean sign with his gun, just shooting it.
I want to say that works. It gets some of the paint off of it. Because you pumped it, right?
Yeah.
It's got a pretty hardcore stream on it. It's like one of those power washers at that point, so you're getting that off. If you're next to the sign, you can kind of see a bit further in, and it just looks like something has exploded. In fact, it looks like everything has exploded. There is a metal wreckage strewn everywhere, and the walls are charred black. Next to the welcome sign, you find a map. It appears glitched, but it does let you know that you are currently in the middle of the 3rd level out of 5. So yeah, you can see there's like holes in the walls all over the place. There's metal wreckage everywhere. If you guys want to look around or whatever you want to do. But yeah, you are on the 3rd floor of apparently 5 levels. So right smack dab in the middle.
There's way more of these dead zones than I thought were real.
You feel a... like maybe friend computer almost got connection for a second and wanted to say something but couldn't.
So do we have to clean all of this?
Yes. That is job. We must clean it all.
What should we use the grease for?
More like sweats. One drop on a sweat.
What if we walk around and see what's dirtiest first, clean that, and then see where we're at after that?
Should we go up or down first? I think scum rises to the top. Is what they say.
Is it?
I mean,
do
or-
they say
or-
that?
Or
Some
stick
book said that.
toes.
What's a book? How about, let's see. Emma, you're probably the most observant out of everyone here. Why don't you roll brains plus alpha complex. So you succeeded enough. You got 2 successes there. So you're looking around, and something that stands out while everyone is kind of debating whether or not the place you're standing in exists, or trying to clean just literally anything they see in front of them, or debating if they want to go up or down. What you end up seeing is that there are a couple, like, glowy slime trails. They're a little faint nowadays, but they go. There's more of them. Kind of going, like, if you look a little bit further in, there's like this kind of big staircase, like a grand staircase that's supposed to be like the way that everybody goes to get up and down in this sector. There's a lot of them going down, but they are going up. Some of them are going into the holes that you just see all over the walls, but more of them appear to be going down than up. And they're like a green sort of glow, but they're very faint now, almost as if the explosive dust has kind of settled over it a little bit, but they're still there.
We Ghostbusters? I will go over to probably Liz, and I will gently tap them on the shoulder. Could you point your light that way?
Ooh.
You point your
And
light.
I'm gonna point out the slime, and then I'm probably gonna go over to Boris and be like, could clean that.
So when you point your light at it, you know how it blinks? You point it at it, something is there, it flashes off before you can make out what it is, and when it flashes back on, it's fucking not there anymore!
I scream and I drop the flashlight.
Boris takes no heed and starts mopping up the slime trail.
Eyes on the prize, says Boris.
Did you see that?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's not.
It's fine.
It's not.
I'm gonna have Lazarus point at the dropped flashlight. It's like, you need to pick that up.
You just see the little robot just jump down off your shoulder, and it just walks up to it and just keeps blinking at it and waving its arms.
Oh, I love him.
I'll stoop down and pick it up.
You need to pick that up.
I got it.
Boris is continuing to clean this slime trail, wherever it
I
may be.
scoop Lazarus back up and put it on my shoulder.
So Tao, you get closer to the staircase. So looking down, you can see that there's a faint green glow down. Looking up, you don't see a faint green glow. However, there are trails going in both directions. Just, again, more of them going down than going up.
It seems the more mess is down.
This isn't like...
I told you the scum goes at the toes.
We don't need a boat like that other place, do we?
We might have needed weapons.
You do have your basic equipment, just as a reminder. You have, like, your mops, your one rubber glove, your red laser pistols. Everybody has a base red laser pistol, and goggles, I believe, and Scum Be Gone. The only difference is Boris has an upgraded Scum Be Gone that's now a Scum Be Gun, and that's it. And all it does is it can be pressurized and it doesn't explode on impact because it's not made of glass anymore.
Is the down a staircase or is it just like a hole going down?
It's a staircase. It's kind of like, imagine a mall that has 3 levels or something like that. It's just like kind of one of those staircases.
Okay.
So one goes up.
Yeah, there is debris on it, but not enough to block you from being able to go down it.
I will continue to clean scum trails all the way down.
You're like the dog, the like a bloodhound that's like on the trail. Everyone's just following you, and you're just. When you get to you're now going, because you are on the 3rd level. You're now going down to the 2nd level, and this seems to have been a warehouse that holds mostly bulk supplies, about 100 crates of dried foodstuffs, vats of very radioactive liquid that are mostly intact, and 300,000 pairs of underpants, 5 to a box. There is no access to level 1. It appears to have been completely jettisoned from the rest of Sector THA. So, like, you see the staircase going down more, and then just pit. But what you can see are, there looks like there's some sort of strange debris on the floor, but it's a little dark to see. And then like behind some of the boxes or in little nooks and crannies, there's these green glows coming out.
If there is green glow, Boris must go.
What would everybody else like to do if he's gonna go over there?
I'd like to look in the boxes of underpants.
Perfect. All right. What would everybody else like to do? I'll kind of just like do it in order that makes most cinematic sense, I guess.
I'm standing there just holding on to the flashlight like this, and it's just blinking right in front of my face.
It looks terrifying.
Yes. I'm nervous. I'm just kind of like looking around. Which doesn't help.
So how about we do it like this? Let's have Maria. How about you roll brains plus alpha complex?
Okay.
We're gonna also have Jason roll brains plus alpha complex. And Ty, why don't you roll mechanics plus alpha complex? Fuck it. Okay, so here's the order we'll do it in. Liz, you're kind of like holding this and like occasionally looking around anytime you think you see something dart out of the corner of your eye. There's that strange pile of debris that you end up managing to shine your light on, and what you notice is it's a pile of skeletons that all have cortex still on them. So like embedded into their skeletons and stuff like that. And they all apparently have like red clearance equipment on them. So you see their one red glove, their red overalls, and like maybe a red, like a discarded pistol that's broken next to them and stuff like that. So a thing that you may not immediately think you can do in this game, it's only really come up until now, is that you can kind of jack into their cortex to see visual records of stuff that they've seen. For the purposes of how I'm kind of running it, like they say, oh, maybe you should have a cord or something. I'm just like, no, let's just make it so that all you have to do is touch them. And then you can kind of review what the last, like, footage they took was before they died. So we'll do it with that. And then, Drew, you walk up to these boxes of underwear, and they're all just the same brand, like, just white. But what you notice also is that those radioactive vats that I said were mostly intact, some of the radioactivity has gotten on some of the underwear. And there are trails leading away from the boxes that got the radioactive underwear on them.
Oh god.
And then Boris, you start getting closer and closer to this green light in one of the corners that's kind of behind, and you think you see something move, but it goes away from you faster than you can tell. And then all of a sudden the light is gone from that section of the room too. It's almost like whatever was glowing is also what ran away.
And I assume the glowing is mess, so I must track it down and clean. Starts pumping his thing again.
It's cleaning season. Alright, so that leaves you with a bunch of dead red clearance skeletons, underwear, and something that just ran away.
I'll go touch the people.
This looks spooky. Okay. So, you see these dead red troubleshooters, and you patch into their core tech. And what you see is you see them receiving the same mission you are on. And then you see from there, and then it fizzes for a second, cuts back. You see them mopping some of the green stuff, and then you see something blurred and glowing just swoop by, knock one of them completely out of frame, looking around, and then something blurry and green just takes this guy out, and then it just fizzes and it's done.
She pulls back her fingers, just just wipes the finger off on her suit.
And Boris, that's when you realize, what happens is, Liz, you're kind of gross, and you start to wipe your finger, and then you notice as you're wiping your finger, some glowing green goo drips onto your shirt, and you just kind of wipe it some more. And then Boris, as you turn around to kind of see what everybody else is doing, there's a growing green blob that also has some underwear sticking out of it, dripping right above Liz.
I will fire. I will take aim and fire my scum gun.
Yes. Alright, I need you to roll violence plus guns.
1-1, a 2, 2 6s, and a 4.
Ooh, okay, so you evened out. So basically what you managed to do is this goo fiend sort of thing drips down, and it sounds like an unholy tea kettle full of boiling gack as you shoot at it, and it roars and kind of falls away from Liz. But then, a couple more start to come out of the boxes of underwear in front of Drew, and they're starting to come out of the holes in the ceiling and everything, and they just start to roar, and they're like, so with that, we're gonna kind of go into a combat round. How about, you're all working on the same team, so we're gonna run this like Tales from the Loop. What do all of you want to do?
I'd like to try to regroup.
Alright, so you're gonna run back to probably Boris, because I think that's where everybody would meet back up based on where you're all standing in my
I feel safest next to Boris.
Yeah, fair. As you will should.
Alrighty.
Also that.
Just
And then I'm just gonna I'm gonna just not that it's gonna do anything, but just shine my flashlight at whatever this thing is. Forgetting it's not a gun, it's in fact a flashlight.
And it's barely even that.
A flashing light.
Can I get my pistol in one hand and the grappling thing in the other?
Yeah, they're both.
And I
light
would.
enough.
Okay, I just want to I'm not sure. I'm either gonna shoot or I'm gonna pull myself away from here, and I would also like to yell back at them. If that's possible. If that's free action.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Any quips or dialogue is totally free in this game.
Yeah, I immediately yell back at them.
And then Boris, what would you like to do? It seems like
Boris pumps one more time. Is this thing coming towards us, or is it still? Because they're running towards me. Is it running towards us too?
Yeah, I want to say, well, the one that you specifically shot is kind of bubbling, but it's regrouping itself. But it is starting to kind of come, the other ones that started appearing out of nowhere. There's about, 4 more, so I want to say there's 5 of these things. Those ones are just kind of starting to appear out of the woodwork and seemingly come closer to you.
Yeah, Boris will holster the gun and pull out mop and brandish it. Ready to attack for the oncoming assault.
Yes. Alrighty, so running to Boris, I think, is a free action. Because you just get to him. So if you wanted to do something else, that's totally cool. When you shine the light on the one that you like drip down on, you notice this thing's like underwear is like acting like its mouth and eyes, and it just goes like. So like kind of it's just like a whole bunch of underwear, and it's slowly starting like the hole that had the scum be gone in it is like sizzling, not necessarily reforming though. It's almost like you cleaned it or something. But yeah, so there's that's what's going on. So with Jason, Maria, and Emma, all three of you can come up with another action because I want to say you just got closer to Boris. But Boris, you wanted to like take something out or something as it came closer to you.
Yes.
You can roll violence plus melee. You got one success, so like one kind of comes out unexpectedly next to you, and you hit it in the face with your mop. And your mop is like kind of a scum be gone. It's almost like you know those what's it called? Those types of like mops that you can clean your floor with that you can press a button on it and it squirts juice into it or whatever. It's a little bit like that. So when you hit it with the mop, it like acid like breaks it, and it's like its head comes off, and it's just kind of like moving around trying to find it, but it can't seem to find it. But yeah, everybody else has the ability to do another action then.
There's a high chance that these Scum Be Gone bottles are breakable upon impact, correct?
Correct. They are made of glass and highly flammable.
Cool. Excellent. So perhaps, say, if someone was, I don't know, blessed with the mutation of strength, and I threw this really, really hard at one of them, I want to basically turn my bottle of Scum Be Gone into a grenade.
Absolutely.
A cleaning grenade.
You can absolutely do that. Roll. Let's have you roll violence plus throw. But give yourself 2 extra dice.
Oh.
All right. You got 1-5. I want to say that's enough considering what beefy thing you're doing. You throw it directly at one of the new ones, so not one that's been injured yet at all. The thing just explodes, like, and every tiny piece of it just sizzles in midair and evaporates into like a green smoke that just dissipates in the air.
I'm gonna look at the camera Boris is wearing. I'm gonna see if there's a red light or anything to know that it's actually working, to see if they can capture all this craziness.
You have to take a picture. It's manual.
Oh. Then I'm going to try to snap a photo while Boris is...
Yes, precisely what I desire.
You just
Capture my
like,
victim.
divert Boris and grab him, and he's like, and you're like taking pictures with his chest, and he's like swinging his mop around. The mop's getting into almost every single photo, like blocking what's going on.
Yes, excellent. So yeah, that'll be my turn, trying to take photos.
That's fine with that.
Question about the grappling gun. If I shoot it out, does it also function like a spring that if it doesn't hit anything, it'll come back?
Sure. We'll say it does. Either that or it has the ability you press a button, it'll come back to you, kind of thing.
Okay. I would like to try to catch as many of them as I can with this, and then hook it so it goes through them once and then back.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Roll, let's say violence plus guns. Seems right. Alrighty. So you like line up a shot where you can see 2 of the fresh ones that haven't been. You shoot through them, and it catches the underwear in 2 of them, and it rips it out. And those 2 kind of like start to melt as that happens into the floorboards and down through the cracks. So you manage to kill 2 of them with that.
Oh, sick! I'm helping.
With
guess
that,
that's
we'll
it.
have the goo fiends go, because all of you kind of did like one big action then. So they get a little bit closer, and one of them tries to grab onto Boris because he seems like the quite literal biggest threat. He is physically larger than all of you. So they're both the wounded ones though, so they just kind of try to reach their weird little gooey appendages out at him, shooting out like that. I want you to roll, Boris. Roll, let's say, chutzpah plus athletics. Oh, you dodged the shit out of it, so you're fine. Oh wait, 2 6s is a 3. No, you're fine. You dodged the shit out of it. So you like duck, roll out of the way, which you end up taking Drew with you.
Yes.
And he just kind of tumbles with you, and the blob things kind of end up flowing into each other to just kind of create one big blob now. And then they both they pat themselves down and they go, like they just realize they're now whole again because they're both one thing. And then they start to kind of look around at everybody else. So everybody else has another round of being able to do stuff. So what do y'all want to do?
Continue to capture my exploits. And I will, like, drag Drew, like, camera and me as I run back, like, wielding the mop
Basically
overhead.
on your back now, holding the camera like this over your shoulder.
Sitting on top of the grease. Tanks of grease.
Yes.
So you said you're gonna use your mop on him?
Yeah, just kind of, like, baseball at it.
Alrighty.
I'm going to see if I can get Lazarus to kind of like sit on Boris and keep the light shining so he's like a scope for me to see what I'm taking photos of.
He just kind of
There's
rolls
like a
onto
laser-
the camera and clips his little hands onto it.
Yeah, so now I have like kind of like a line of sight of what I'm taking photos of. And continue
You're
to
doing
take
a
photos.
good job. Alrighty.
I'm going to pull out my laser pistol and dual wield laser pistol and flashlight, but shoot the laser pistol at some goo, particularly whatever looks the most imposing.
Alrighty. It's just the big tall one at this point. All the other ones are all dead.
That one, yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
Emma.
I am also going to use my laser pistol on them. But quick question, did it look like every single goo creature had underwear in them?
Yeah.
Every single one?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Oh yeah, you weren't here when I described this room. This room has what did it say? 300,000 pairs of underpants in it, next to a bunch of radioactive stuff. It's a storeroom for just weird wares, and that's what's in this room.
Underwears.
That's why
really.
that's really funny that you were just going along this whole time not knowing why they were full of underwear.
I was like, so my underwear, why they were folded. I was like, did we always find a drawer there? Or like, what happened?
I forgot you were gone for that. That's amazing.
All right, we're different. Whatever, it's
It's
fine.
underwear, it's paranoia, whatever, fuck it. That's
I'm
amazing.
curious, but okay.
It's gotta be the mystery, right?
Cool.
That's amazing. Alrighty, so you two are shooting it with your guns. Ty's gonna hit him with his mop, and Jason's taking pictures. So here's the order we'll do it in. Drew, I want you to roll mechanics plus operate.
Okay. So I got 2 2s normally. I got a 5 on friend computer, and that is a negative.
You're trying to take pictures, and it's just too shaky because of all the chaos of Boris going like this. You snap the camera off of the frame. And then you fall off of Boris and roll in front of him. And then Boris and everybody else... Well, Boris, you roll violence plus melee. Everybody else roll violence plus guns. So basically what ends up happening is... Drew snaps the camera off, falls and tumbles in front of him. Boris manages to just keep hitting this thing and smacking it. It's sizzling. It's making that horrible screeching sound as it's just being, like, dissolved. And, Liz and Daisy are just shooting wildly, panicking as they're trying to shoot the thing. But they just miss every single shot and are just hitting the walls and everything like that. But Boris manages to cut the thing down to size until it is no longer, until it's like this tiny little blob on the floor, and he just goes and sweeps it up. And that is the end of the blob monsters.